Alright. If you don't know, we're the Alright Podcast. We got that name because we just like saying alright and dive into it. If it's your first time listening, me, Ryan, and of course, Sunil here, review an album each week, give our thoughts. Might teach you something that you didn't know before. If that's something you're into, music and stuff, subscribe or follow, whatever. Every other week we have a guest that decides the album. Although there's not a guest this week, we have a great episode lined up. We got Blonde by Frank Ocean. The trauma and heartbreak Frank went through gives us a complete and beautiful work of art we can enjoy and relate to. So, let's get into the first track. Nikes, what'd you give it?
All right. I gave Nikes a 9.5 out of 10.
9.5.
Fantastic opener.
Yeah,
I
agree,
love
I
it.
agree. First time I put this on, when I pop on the album for the first time ever, I hear that voice changer, and I don't think I'm gonna like it. I don't think the voice changer is cool, but once you get to the end of the album, I love it, bro. I love the voice changer, and like, it just sounds like broken. It sounds broken down, worn down, you know. It's just got that sound to it, that vibe. I don't know if it's something with him actually using his voice in a way, or it is the voice changer. I don't know, but I love that part. What are your favorite parts of this song?
I've always loved Nikes.
Mhm.
When I first heard it, like a long time ago, like when it came out, this was probably one of my favorites, like top 3. It's always clicked for me, and I'll tell you why. The voice changers. Okay, so it's like for half of the song, so it takes up a good bit of the song, and what it reminds me of, it gives me big Prince vibes
Really?
with the high voice.
Well, that's a good sign, though.
It's like, these bitches want Nikes. I don't know, it just gives me Prince vibes, so it just clicked for me, and literally, like, that's an observation that I noticed from the get-go.
I didn't realize that before. That's a pretty cool observation.
My mom also made that observation when I played
Really?
Nikes. She was like, sounds like Prince.
I should play my mom Nikes.
Yeah.
I wonder if she would say that. Actually, she might have said that. I know she's listened to
Yeah.
Blonde before.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I love a lot about this song. I think this should have been the single, in my opinion. The one single he released before that. It, like, describes and sounds like what the rest of the album's gonna portray. And I just think it's a good vibe, you know? This song represents a lot of the album. I feel like it's such a great opener.
Well, it was the lead single.
Really?
There's one single released from Blonde. It was Nikes.
Oh, damn. And we've recorded this episode before,
We've done this before.
and I got it wrong.
Yeah. This
I
was
thought it was something weird.
No, this was the lead single. I mentioned before that I thought it was weird that it was the lead single and not
Yeah,
like a
it
Pink and
seems-
White.
Yeah, or like Ivy.
Yeah, but
I kind of thought
I'm
it was
happy
Ivy.
that, I'm
though.
happy that it's Nikes.
I kind of thought it was Ivy, to be honest.
I mean, it's just such a big song that
Yeah.
you wouldn't know.
Whoa, that's great news.
Yeah,
Wow. My dreams came true.
I think it's very fitting for that to be the lead single. 'Cause
Yeah,
it
for
does
sure,
give
for
a whole
sure.
overall great outlook.
And I
on
feel
the
like
whole
like
album.
hearing that Frank Ocean released a new single and you put this on before the album came out. I mean, how
You
old
pretty
was
much
I?
got Blonde.
I was like 6 years old or something.
Yeah.
I wasn't listening to Frank yet. Wait, no. I was 10 years old.
You were 10.
10 or 11. I think I was 11 years old. Because I'm old for like my age or year or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was like 11. I wasn't bumping Frank. I'm going to be
I
honest.
wasn't either, but I did hear Nikes.
How?
I remember hearing Nikes, and I remember hearing Godspeed and Pink and White. Those were the 3 that I heard.
How?
I don't know how. I knew
Huh.
Pink and White because I think it was played on the radio.
Oh, that makes
Funny
sense.
enough,
That makes sense.
It wasn't a single, but it was still played on the radio.
Mhm,
I
for
remember
sure.
it. Godspeed, I have no idea how I knew that.
Yeah, that's
if
kind
I'm
of
being honest.
crazy.
It's just that I Will Always Love You. It's always just kind of been engraved in my brain.
Yeah, I didn't really hear these popular things when I was a little boy, but
I
heard
do remember Nikes though.
my brother
it
loves
stood
Sicko
out.
Mode, and everybody loves Sicko Mode, and I heard that, and that's kind of what like sparked my curiosity into looking at all this new music, because at the time I was
Really?
just playing classic rock and
That's-
everything.
That's cool. That Sicko mode that's a
Sicko mode. Yep.
yeah.
Yep. That's it.
That makes sense.
But-
though.
We're reviewing
This is blonde.
Astroworld another time with
Mhm.
an unidentified guest, but we do have a guest that week. Yeah, it is.
Alright.
And right now we're listening to Nikes. I just think R&B goes so hand in hand with rap. They both have so much rhythm, and like, if you have the vocal skills for R&B, you'll be such a better rapper, because you can like, rap is so good for storytelling. I think that's why it has like somewhat of an upper hand with rock and stuff, because you can fit more words in a song, you know? You can tell a complete story. It's like a book, it's like a movie. You're going through an experience when you listen to a rap album. And people can say the same thing with rock, and I mean, I would agree with them. But
Because with rock, it's like the instruments speak for themselves.
exactly,
Mhm.
yeah, it's more based about the instruments. But rap, you know, it's got like the vibes. It like, you know, it can be played in the car on aux, just hanging out with your friends. But also, if you want to really dive deep into the meanings and interpret it for your own, you can do that too, because you can just fit so many words and stuff. You know, like Kendrick Lamar, he's got so many hits, but like, he's one of the like greatest rappers ever. You know, he's got so many. I mean, I don't have to speak for Kendrick. Everybody knows
Mhm.
about Kendrick, especially if they're listening to this podcast. They know a lot about Kendrick. Or maybe they don't, and they're gonna have to listen to this podcast so they learn. Yeah, I mean, I think that's about all I have to say about Nikes. I had a little more, but
I
it doesn't
definitely
really
like
matter.
the first half more. The second half is still cool.
Of Nikes?
Yeah, I like the higher pitched part more. Which is probably
I'd say if I
a
re-listen to
hot
it,
take, but
if I re-listen to it, I mean, I listened to it twice for the podcast, maybe 3 times actually. If I really focus on Nikes, I might have my opinion changed. I like his normal voice. I'm not a huge
I love
fan
his
of the
normal
voice
voice
changer.
too, but I think for Nikes, it works unbelievably well.
Yeah, for sure, especially with like the pretty low beat, but then
Yeah,
like
very
with the
chill
hard-hitting
instrumental.
bass, but then
Mhm.
there's like these high, echoey kind of like synths in
There's
there
a lot
every
of cool
once in a while.
production
Yeah.
on Nikes specifically. Yes, the whole album obviously, but
Mhm.
Nikes I think is a standout.
Yeah. Let's move on to Ivy. What'd you give this?
9.5. I mean, it's pretty much
Another
equal
9.5.
with Nikes
Yeah.
in my opinion. Very very different though. Yeah.
There's a line that I want to point out in this song that I think was really cool. He said, "Everything sucked back then. We were friends." That's
Mhm.
such a good line.
Oh yeah.
It just shows how like it's insane the grasp that one feeling love has on a person. Everything sucked back then because they were friends. Come on, man, it's a crush. It's a crush, bro. Why is he acting like that? It's insane though. And the beat's so good. I love this song. I love this song a lot.
I adore this song. I mean, it's actually pretty close to 10 for me. It's hard to improve on Ivy to the point where
Mhm.
I can't even name a thing that I would improve about it
So
But-
why isn't it 10?
because I don't like it as much as I would give a 10 out of 10 to.
I get that.
I have a few 10s on this album, and I just don't like it as much as those songs.
Okay.
That's
okay.
it. That's pretty much it.
See, the way I rank tens for an album or a song, there could be a couple songs on an album that I don't like as much, but if I just get a feeling in my soul from an album,
I get
I'm gonna
that
give it
from
a
Ivy
10.
for sure.
Yeah.
I don't rate things based on objectivity. I rate it subjectively
Yeah, but isn't
with
that
how much
every
I-
rating?
with how much I enjoy the song. No, not necessarily. There are songs that I could say that are perfect 10 out of 10s that I don't love.
But isn't you saying they're a perfect 10 out of 10 objectively? Isn't that even subjective?
That's a subjective opinion, but I'm talking about like how I enjoy the music. That's the subjective I'm talking about.
But like, if you say like objectively this song's a 10 out of 10, but I'm gonna give it a 7, isn't you saying, well, objectively it's a 10 out of 10? Even somebody could argue that, you know. Somebody could be like, no,
Oh.
objectively, this song's like a 4 out of 10, whatever.
Well, I guess, but you know, if I'd say objectively a song's a 10, I mean,
Yeah. I get what you're saying, though. Like, are you saying,
no
like...
one's gonna go low.
Yeah. Are you saying, like, in theory, this song should be a 10?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
that's what I mean.
All
Yeah.
right. There we...
In
Oh.
like it should be a 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just not.
Like,
it's just
oh,
not, in my opinion.
I would give this a 10, but I'm just not feeling it. I get that. I love the outro of
The
song.
screaming?
Yeah, the screaming
Sick.
with the voice changer.
Uh-huh.
And then at the very end, there's like a little clutter. There's like a little noises going on.
There's like stuff breaking in the background.
Yeah, you just
Oh.
don't know what it is.
I'm intrigued though. Very.
Exactly. It catches your attention, and then it leads into pink plus white. And if you don't have anything else to say, we can lead
My
into
favorite
pink plus
part
white.
of Ivy's easily when he gets a little more passion with his vocal on
Mhm.
specifically the line, "I ain't a kid no more. We'll never be those kids again."
Mm-hmm.
Just he has an unbelievable voice, and I think maybe one of the best vocalists of this generation, to be honest.
Of this generation, 100%.
Yes.
I'd say if you ask a lot of people on the street who's one of the best vocalists of our generation, a lot of the answers are going to be Frank Ocean. I think there's going to be some Brent
Mhm.
Faiyaz out there. I
Br-
think,
Brent Faiyaz is a vocalist.
think-
I'm not sure.
I don't know. I would
He's
say
he's a good singer, but you know.
yeah.
Frank
but,
Ocean.
but I'm just saying, like, you ask somebody on the street, I think some would say
Lots are gonna
Brent
go
Faiyaz.
with Frank Ocean for sure.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, who else would they say? What do you think are some
I'd say Bruno
contenders?
Mars.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Oh, we're going to review Silk Sonic
We
by
are
Bruno
doing
Mars.
that.
It's lined up. It's lined
That's
up.
not for a while, but
And we have a guest on that one. We won't reveal it. Is that it
yeah.
for Ivy?
For Ivy.
Pink plus white. What'd you give it?
Just the way it goes. This is a perfect song, in theory, and with my music taste. 10 out of 10.
I give it a 10 out of 10. Two
This
for
is
sure.
a perfect pop song.
Mm-hmm. Actually, looking back at my notes, I'm surprised I didn't give this one my favorite stamp. It's not my favorite on the album,
It's not my favorite
but I
either.
do remember what my favorite is, so you're just going to have to wait for that.
I know what your favorite is too.
Yeah, we already recorded this episode.
Yeah.
Now we're re-recording it even better with the good audio,
Oh,
the
yeah.
good background vocals. I mean, the background music.
Yeah. It's tough.
Everything reminds him of his ex, and he needs to either fix it or get past it. That's the vibe, the theme statement I got from this song. Or would you disagree with that?
No, I agree for sure.
Yeah. And like, yeah, I love this song. I mean, it's just such a vibe. I could go so many places listening to this song. I could drive my car.
Imagine
with this
like
song.
a late night drive with Pink and White.
I know.
Come
I could go apple picking with this song playing. It'd be crazy.
That's how
I'd
you know
love
that
that.
it's just
Date idea? Listen to Blonde and go apple picking.
oh yeah.
You can't tell me that's not a jackpot
That's-
idea.
Wait. We're doing that.
All right, podcast date?
Actually, no.
We don't have to call it a date.
Well,
You're going to say, we have an exclusive episode. All right, podcast, apple picking.
alright, podcast plus.
Yeah.
Get our Patreon.
Subscription. Yeah, Patreon.
Not
that's
yet.
good enough. Not yet, but once we get some more subscribers, then
Yeah.
we're good. Then we're good. Is that it for Pink and White?
I mean, there's really not much to say besides just it's perfect in every way.
Be yourself. Interlude. It's not technically an interlude, but
I don't.
it is.
It's an interlude. Yeah. Good message. I think it's interesting that this was his friend's mother that's on
Really?
the phone. Yeah, I believe so.
Oh yeah. I remember that from last time we
Um,
recorded this.
I think that's cool. I don't have anything to say about it besides to
I mean, listen to
message.
the interlude. You're gonna know there's not much to say, but I will say the background instrumentals. First time listening to the album, you listen to this one and you're like, oh, that's a cool little interlude. But once you get to the end of the album, once you get to the end of Futura Free, then this little instrumental is gonna hit so much harder.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Uh-huh. And yeah, we'll go back to that. Do you have a ranking for that or no rating?
No, I didn't rate.
Okay. Solo.
Super cool song. He does. There's a lot more hip hop influence on this one than any other song on the whole album. Actually, I'd say so, except for Andre's verse. But yeah, really cool song. I have it as a 9 out of 10. I love it.
Yeah.
Just
9 out of 10.
This one stands out lyrically to me.
Yeah, for sure. I wrote down the vibe that this song gives me. Sounds like after a party where you're just with your close friends and you're all just like talking about the old times, getting nostalgic, and you're all just like happy without the adrenaline once the adrenaline wears off. That's the vibe that I get from this song, Solo.
That's an insane interpretation, but I love that, to be honest.
Yeah. It's so cool.
Really cool.
And I get a lot of nostalgic vibes from this whole album, to be honest. There's a lot of songs that I could like think of nostalgic things too, and like it'd make that experience better. Yeah. Are we on to the next one?
Skyline 2.
Skyline 2. What do you give this?
This is technically a song, but a lot of people won't consider it. I know a lot of people that'd be like, okay, it's just another interlude, but it's long enough to be considered an actual song. It's an 8.5.
8.5.
So still really, really, really strong.
You know what's weird? About 3 or 4 years ago, that was the first time I listened to this album. 3 or 4 years ago, and this song was the only song I added to a playlist.
Wow.
I know, isn't that weird?
Wow. Skyline, out of all these songs?
Yeah.
It's a great song, but
I don't know what I was smoking, to be honest. But that's weird. I skipped right by Pink plus White, and I was like, Skyline 2, that's what I'm adding to my playlist.
That's crazy, but that's funny.
I guess that one just stick with me. I don't know. I mean, I think this song really displays how time flies by without you even knowing it.
Oh yeah.
I think Frank should.
He makes that clear at the beginning.
He does?
It's like the first line.
Really?
Right?
Oh yeah. And I think he should take this as an option to do meditation. I think he should consider meditation.
I mean, maybe
I think Frank would like it. I don't know. I see a lot of rappers doing meditation. I know Andre 3000, he does meditation. I'm pretty sure Kendrick, I know, does meditation. Kanye has done it. Rick Rubin is like the master of meditation. I'm sure Travis Scott has because he's so close with Rick Rubin. So that shows to how listeners...
Honestly, I feel like Frank has been doing that, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. I bet he's like nonchalant about it. I bet he does it and he doesn't even like... Because like a lot of people, if they meditate, they're like, yeah, I meditated yesterday. Because they want to like seem cool.
Yeah.
But nah. Frank just does
his
it.
life.
30 minutes of meditation after each meal.
Honestly, probably.
Yeah, I could see that.
I totally
Alright, see
see
you
that.
guys. I'm going to go and meditate.
Yeah, that's a cool little song.
Maybe we should try meditation. Alright, podcast. Meditation. Limited
Check out the
edition.
Patreon.
30 minutes of just sitting silently.
I'm down.
And we could play Blonde in the background? No, because eventually we just sing along.
That'd be crazy.
Alright, podcast. We could like go to a meditation professional and like have them like teach us. That'd be a cool limited whatever episode. I think we should do that.
This probably isn't gonna happen.
That one's after the apple picking.
Apple picking is happening. Yeah, that's for
apple
sure.
picking.
Yeah.
Is that it? Oh yeah, wait. I got one more thing to say about Skyline 2. Are you done though?
I'm done. Yeah.
Okay. It's a really like blissful, but also like, you know, really relaxed. He's just like appreciating what he has at the time. You know, he's starting to get over that hump of getting over this person that he loves so much. And ad libs on this song really stuck out to me. I really thought they were cool. He says smoke and haze in like bursts that like I think kind of show this kind of blurring of the song to really display how time's flying by. I think it's really cool. And it's kind of like annoying him a little bit. It's this really blissful beat, and then these really ad-libs poke at you with smoke and haze. So I don't know, maybe he like regrets that a little bit, especially because Be Yourself just happened, and it was his friend's mom being like, don't smoke weed, you'll be lazy.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid, lazy. Anyway, I just love it. Oh yeah, and Austin Feinstein from the band Slow Hollows, whatever. He's on this song a little bit.
He's on Skyline too?
Yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I mean, I know he's on the next one.
No, he's not. He's on the next one.
Okay, yeah, he's on the next one. All right.
Speaking of the next one, Self Control, what'd you give it?
Easy 10 out of 10, one of my favorite songs ever.
Yeah, it's a great song. I think this one sounds the most coming from the heart. I think this one sounds the most personal.
This is favorite stamp, by the way.
This is your favorite on the
Yeah.
album? Favorite
not
stamp.
easily, but it's for sure.
Is Favorite Stamp a new Alright Podcast vocab?
Yeah,
I love Favorite
that's
Stamp.
tough.
I
as
love
hell.
Favorite Stamp.
Yeah,
Now we got Save the Takes, Favorite Stamp, and Alright. We got our like 3 catchphrases right now.
locked in.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
locked.
Austin Feinstein, yeah, he's on the chorus.
Austin Feinstein.
The first time.
I didn't notice him at all. when
No,
I
he's
listened to it.
he's the high voice on the chorus the first time.
I just thought
and
it
then
was
his young
a
lead on the
voice
second
changer.
chorus.
I just thought it was a voice changer
That's fun.
until I like really looked into it. And I bet some people didn't know that Austin Feinstein was on this. I bet they don't even know who Austin Feinstein is.
They don't know who he is.
Nobody knows who
Yeah.
Austin Feinstein is.
No one knows who that is.
I think this song kind of sounds like a longing for perfection. That's what I got written down here. Yeah, I get a lot of vibes from this song. It's a great song. It hits you in so many different ways. Is that all you gotta say though? Perfect 10 out of 10.
It's like beyond perfect, to be honest.
Favorite stamp.
Yeah,
It's so perfect it got favorite
stamp.
stamped.
I mean, it might be like a top 10 favorite song ever for me. I like it
Wow.
that much.
Wow. A 2016 song too. I thought you'd go like older songs. All in
Well-
your top 10.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
Self-Control might make it. I mean, it's just...
But also, Frank Ocean uses a lot of techniques that people did back in the day.
Oh, there's influence,
Yeah,
for sure.
In all of his music.
It's just an unbelievably gorgeous track all the way through.
Yeah, you gotta love him.
Just-
Gotta love this song.
Yeah.
Good guy. What'd you give it?
I didn't rate this one either. It's just a minute of like...
I would rank this.
I do have it as an... I'd probably say it's a 9, to be honest. Maybe
Okay.
8.5.
Still pretty high for something you weren't gonna rate.
Because this is definitely more of a song than Be Yourself.
Okay.
I literally put NA for Be Yourself. I did not even... I did put a 9 out of 10 next to Good Guy, but an X next to it.
Not applicable. Okay. I think he's just starting to come to terms with it, and he's just depressed. He's just sad.
This is a sad 1 minute, though.
Yeah, I know.
He's
Getting
doing
through
some
this,
Cool vocal runs, but
it's cool, but
Yeah.
it gets you sad for sure.
you definitely get sad. But the next song, though, I mean, you're not really sad anymore.
Nights.
Nights.
What'd you give it?
9.5.
9.5. A lot of 9.5s on this album.
This is one of my favorite albums ever. So
Yeah, for sure.
I would honestly, this is probably the album with the most 10 out of 10s. To be honest, let me count. I have 5 10 out of 10s on this album. I can't
Wow.
off the top of my head. I cannot think of an album that has 5 10 out of 10s on it.
I can't either. Wow, that's pretty cool. Anyway,
Yeah.
I had to Google what a Buku family was because I
Yo,
saw
what
it
is
in the
it?
lyrics. I forgot.
Oh my god.
So, does Frank Ocean just like want to do music for fun or something? Like,
Yeah, it's a hobby.
I know
It's a
it
hobby.
seriously seems like a hobby at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And his fashion brand, Homer, also seems like a hobby.
No, that definitely is. Yeah, that's for sure a hobby.
That's for
Yeah.
sure a hobby, but I mean, but like Travis Scott, I would say music's his career and fashion designer's his career. I wouldn't say either is a
Frank-
hobby.
Frank probably has a job.
Like
if I'm
he
being
probably works at
yeah.
like Cinnabon.
That I could see that. I could mess up a Cinnabon.
No, you
from
know where he
Frank
probably
Ocean.
works? Like Yankee Candle, Bed Bath and Beyond. Someplace like that. He just wants to help people out with picking the perfect scent for their bath time, you know?
So valid. You get him, Frank.
I for sure see that. For sure. And then he just makes music on the side. Imagine showing up to your first day of
side
work.
thing. Well, side
Your
thing.
coworker's Frank Ocean. Do you think?
There's some clips of like people just seeing him on the side of the just sidewalk.
Mm-hmm. And he's homeless? Like he's sitting on the sidewalk?
No, he's just walking on the side, like just like a normal person, and he's just like minding his own business. Like, no one does that. Like, I don't know.
But I mean, have you seen the clips of Andre 3000?
Okay, that's just not.
That's
That's-
not normal
That's
at all.
not normal at all.
He'll just be like walking in circles on the
No,
sidewalk.
yeah, he'll be like pacing around.
He looks like a crackhead.
He might be.
No, he's
No.
sober.
No, he's sober.
He says it on Life of the Party. He quit weed.
So then
and
what's up with
everything.
him?
Yeah, he says while he was doing like the start of Outkast or like in Outkast, everybody thought he was just geeked out of his mind, but he wasn't. He was sober. He's just a crazy dude.
He's just unbelievable.
Yeah, he's
Big
just
Boy's definitely
a
on something.
genius. Oh, Big Boy's 100%
Oh,
smoking all the
100%,
time.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, this is Frank
Nights.
Ocean.
Nights.
For a little bit of the song, kind of sounds like he's starting to enjoy himself, which I'm happy for him. But especially eventually he just goes back to smoking weed to get rid of his stress and sadness. And history's shown us drugs always fix your problems. You know, drugs fix everything.
Yeah, but they could also cause more problems.
Yeah, I mean, they fix your problems and then you're dead.
You're just dead.
Yeah, and then you die. Wait,
So
but then your problems aren't there anymore. You're dead.
maybe that's the point.
We figured it
Shit.
out. Anyway,
Iceberg.
great use of vocal tones after the beat switch, especially. Like I get that nostalgia vibe again. He's like the depression setting in every time he's sober. You know, I'm getting that vibe too. Like
Mhm.
the sadness just keeps
Yeah.
coming back. It's a cycle. But great song. I love the song.
Probably in terms of just a cool song, maybe the coolest on the whole thing.
Coolest song?
Yeah.
It'd be hard to figure out your exact definition on what you mean is
Trust
cool.
me, it
You
makes
mean
sense
like,
in my head.
you mean like unique, or
It's pretty unique, yes, but
I feel like there's more unique songs on here.
no, but I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like in terms of a song that you not necessarily want to listen to the most, but
Mhm.
when you do, you're blown away every time.
Do you mean
That's nuts.
replayable?
No,
Is
no,
that
no,
part
no.
of your definition?
It's not replayable for me.
This is confusing.
I don't listen to Nights outside of the album, but when it comes up, I'm just like,
It's cool
Yeah,
for
man.
the album.
yeah.
It's like
I think it's the perfect song for the
I'm
album.
pretty sure the only word that you're looking for to define your definition of cool is cool. It's just cool.
It's just cool. Yeah.
You just gotta get it. If you know, you know. If you don't know, guess you don't know.
Crazy beat switch.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome beats, which I love.
There's some nice rock elements actually before the beat switch.
See, like he's incorporating
Yeah.
a lot of old school techniques into his music. I love
Yeah.
that. It's refreshing, really, and it's incredible that he's so popular because all these kiddos are loving Frank Ocean.
That's so cool.
And he's bringing back a lot of the
These
styles
old
that-
elements
And I got a
of the movie
question.
that he loves.
I got a question
the
in my little
songs.
notes here. Do you think majority, or at least like some of the Frank Ocean fans, like how many of the Frank Ocean fans in a percentage do you think like fully like understand the points that he's trying to get across with his music, like these emotions that he's trying to tell you and like have you relate to? Or do you think they just listen because
They
he's
listen
popular and
it
he's
sounds
vibey?
good.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like a lot of people like put on Frank Ocean when they're sad. Like if they have to cry, they put on Blonde.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't think they know what he's talking about.
Mm.
It's just the whole mood of the song.
Mhm.
You know, moods are enough to get people acting up.
Mhm.
If there's a, you know, especially with Frank's heavenly voice over like
Yeah.
a sad instrumental. Yeah, for sure. I could see that.
Yeah, and I mean, music's an art form. It makes you feel things for sure.
Mhm.
I think music is probably the art form that connects with me most. I love fine arts. I love going to museums, but music just hits you in a different way. It can pull emotions out of you, and I don't think in a way that fine art like paintings can.
Mhm.
It just hits you in a different way.
The beat switch perfectly marks the halfway point of the album. If you didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah.
So
The
you
album's
think
an-
that's like him
the album's
entering a
an hour
different
long.
phase of his life?
Yes. That's exactly what I think.
I get that.
Like-
We're locked. We're locked.
Yeah, like literally. I mean, it marks the halfway point, and just like it's almost like okay, you heard that. Now this is like part 2. That's what it feels
Wow.
like.
I
'Cause
get that.
It's different mood. The mood completely switches now for the rest of the songs. Really,
Yeah, for sure. And
that's for sure an artistic choice.
100%, especially from Frank.
Oh, from Frank.
You know
yeah.
that's intended.
He produced this thing, right? Probably with the help of.
I gotta imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, help. I mean, every artist gets help if they produce
Uh-huh.
it themselves, but it's gotta be mainly produced by him. It's so personal.
It's so
raw.
personal. Mm-hmm.
It's gotta be him.
Raw's a good word. Raw's a good word for this.
In both slang and traditional sense.
Yeah, this shit raw.
It's
like-
raw.
Uh-huh.
Are you done with Nights?
Solo reprise.
Reprise. Solo reprise. On first listen, I thought this was the best song on the album.
That's crazy.
But that's probably because I'm just meat riding Andre 3000.
No, like his meat is in my mouth 24/7 and
100%.
I'm okay with it.
But like, I don't even care. I don't even care. His level of lyricism is unmatched, except for some arguable senses like Kendrick or like
Lyricism?
yeah.
Yeah. I agree with Kendrick. Maybe
Kendrick
Nas?
Probably. Nas too, yeah. But I still think Andre 3000's for sure better
Maybe
than Nas.
Maybe the best lyrical rapper ever, Andre.
Probably.
And
That's probably why he's in my top 5.
he's in my top 5 as well.
Twin.
This is one of the greatest verses ever made,
Really?
undoubtedly in my opinion.
I think so too.
So unique.
You know,
Everything Andre puts out is just so unique. You don't hear
sure.
hip hop like this nowadays.
and I feel like him being separated from the industry a little more kind of preserves that same style, and it makes you appreciate it a lot more. And that's maybe why it hits us so much harder with why it's so good. It's because he's doesn't make music except his new album. I don't think we'll review that one on the podcast.
I'm like not down.
Yeah. Do you know how many times I've listened to it now though?
5.
6 times.
Love it.
I
I
listened
heard
to
the
it
first 2
yesterday.
songs.
Were they awesome? Did you love them?
They're nice. Yeah.
My favorite part of this song is when he goes, under the impression.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite part.
I mean,
It-
that's just some Andre stuff.
It catches me off guard, and then he goes, pressured.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
yeah.
you got me.
Yeah,
You got me.
yeah.
Oh,
It,
you
it low-key
tricked me
makes me
again."
giggle a little bit.
I know. Like, it brings a smile to my face. I'm being for real.
Like, oh, Oh, Andre.
Like, I'm
Yeah.
nodding my head, like, going along with it. And he goes on the DM. I'm like, whoa. Depression. And I'm like, oh, you got
Yeah.
me.
Oh
Oh,
my
you
God.
did it.
He keeps doing it too.
I know, he does it every time. He gets me. In one way or another.
He always
He
gets
gets
me.
me.
Anyway,
Pretty sweet.
great harmonies on this one. It's definitely
Mhm.
the best part of it. You could definitely like just put this on and just, I don't know, zone out.
Yeah,
I have
agree
it
with
as a
that.
9.
9. Okay.
Really great song.
This episode might be the most meat writing we'll do in a hot minute
No,
on
but
the
like-
podcast.
It's valid.
It is valid because it's Frank Ocean, and I think most of the people listening to this are fellow Frank Ocean meat writers. I think they're cool with it. I
Mhm.
100% think they mess with our meat writing. We should just change the name to the Meat Writing Podcast at this point. Nah. Alright's way better, even though everybody hates it.
They're wrong.
They're all wrong. There's a lot of chaos and crisis going on with this song, and I dig it. He starts with like wanting to kill or something, and then talks about like his parents should have been better at some point. He's just all over the place for a lot of this song.
He's scattered.
Yeah, for sure. His brain's scattered. He doesn't even know what to think. And there's one line that really stuck out to me in this song, and it's "We know you're sweet." And I think that's super cool because we know you're sweet, which implies like his ex or whatever, whoever he's talking about, whoever he's referring to, isn't sweet at the moment, but he's still holding out. He's got that hope. He's got that confidence in the person because he has such a strong love for them.
That's not how I took that line at all.
Really? What'd you take it as?
I like yours better because you're like, oh, there's still hope. It's like, oh, that kind of, like, we know, like, it's in there.
Mm-hmm. What'd you interpret it as?
Kind of selfish. It's like, okay, like, we get it.
Oh, like
Like, okay, we
it's
know.
fake sweetness.
Yes.
Oh,
It's like, oh, we know you're sweet.
we know you're sweet.
And I could see either one,
Like-
to be honest.
The sweetness is like to a level where they can't have a real conversation, and it's difficult to talk to them in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Out of this whole podcast, including the ones that we don't have on the channel anymore, that's probably my favorite little back and forth we had just now. That was a cool moment.
Really cool
We're locked.
song.
Facebook story.
I love hearing this guy talk.
I love it too.
That's all I have to say.
Literally, I think I was playing video games when I first listened to it like 3 or 4 years ago. I've listened to it more now, and my opinions have changed. Probably like the opposite of what I thought back then. But I think I was like playing video games while I was listening to it when I first listened to it, and I like paused my game to listen to this song because it grabbed my attention so much. And like, even though it shows how much like today's world has changed dating and relationships, the whole image of it, and like this guy's just kind of confused. He's like,
Yeah, he's just
I don't
confused.
have to add you on Facebook.
Like, I'm here
We're in real life.
24/7. Like, I'm next to you right now.
And then she's like, you have to add me on Facebook. And it all comes down to what other people think. It's all about what they want them to look like. And it's just like it messes with your head thinking of this song for a long time. And I dig it. I dig it so much. What'd you give this? Did you rate it at all, or is this another NA?
N.A.
Not applicable. Yeah,
This
that
guy's
makes
a cool
sense.
voice.
It's for sure an interlude. But yeah, for sure.
I'd argue the next one is also an interlude.
And though it's got that same interlude background music
Oh, yeah.
that shows up later in the album.
We'll
and
talk
I
about that
love
in the last song.
Love
though.
that. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
we'll get back to Facebook story and Be Yourself in the last song.
Mm-hmm.
Close to You. Did you rate this?
I love this.
Same.
8.5. I have it as the same as Skyline too. So yeah.
Yeah, I think of this kind of just as him valuing the time him and his ex had together. He's just like, every inch of this album, he's getting closer and closer to coming to terms with it. It's like grieving a lost loved one. It's the exact same thing, you know. You still love them, and they're gone. They're not in your life anymore, and you want them to, but they're not. And with an ex, it hurts not more per se, but in a different way than death, because they're still alive. They're just choosing by themselves not to be with you, and that hurts in a different way.
Oh yeah.
For sure. But should we move on to the next one?
I love the Carpenters reference.
What's the Carpenters reference?
The last line is just like me, they long to be close to you.
That's cool.
That original Carpenters song is one of my favorites, so I think that's pretty cool that he's incorporating that. And I think it fits the song very well.
Yeah, I think it does too. And I mean, you gotta show respect to the legends. I mean, and that just shows that he's getting his inspiration for music from
From
everywhere,
all sorts of places,
everywhere,
yeah.
for sure. And I mean, all rappers and stuff, they all love jazz too. Like
Well,
Kendrick, I
Kendrick's
loves jazz.
Especially.
Yeah, but I mean, especially lately, you can see with Andre 3000.
Well, he's always been jazzy.
Yeah,
You
for
could
sure.
see like stuff on like The Love Below.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're me writing the same like 3 people.
Yeah,
this
but
whole episode.
I don't care.
Yeah, we don't care at all. You got more to say?
Nope.
I know you love this one. Okay, what Ferrari? What did you give it?
Man,
10? 10?
I mean, how could it not?
Oh, that's another 10. It's one of the 5 10s on this album for you.
This is one of the most... I don't even know. It's just so different. White Ferrari. It's an unbelievably, like... It's beauty, but in a non-stereotypical way of beauty.
I get that.
The vibe of it is no doubt beautiful, but I think like with some of the cool switches in his voice, in the instrumental, like the little like, you know, like when it's like switches a little bit, it's like that sound effect. I think that's cool. It goes to that last part, like I'm sure we're tall. Yeah, like maybe the most personal song on the whole record.
Yeah.
And it comes across not only in the lyrics, but in the music.
Non-stereotypical beauty. I think I'm going to use that more to describe a lot of things, because that's a great...
Because this is a beautiful song,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not sure if that was Frank Ocean's intent for it to be
Yeah.
a beautiful song.
Mm-hmm.
This is I mean, you could cry to this song.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
And I'm
crazy how
sure-
good this is Lil Yachty's favorite song of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
And I respect Lil Yachty.
It's like, okay. This is
5 years ago,
damn close to like top 10 as well.
5 years ago, if you told me Lil Yachty's favorite song of all time is White Ferrari, I'd be like, what? But now that, what's it called? What's Lil Yachty's new album
Let's
called?
start here.
Let's Start Here. Now that Let's Start Here was released, I can totally see that. I can totally see that he's such a Frank fan. It shows so much.
Really cool way to incorporate a white Ferrari.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he's using that in terms of like one of a kind. type of
Yeah, I
theme.
was gonna ask,
Uh-huh.
what do you think the White Ferrari represents?
White Ferrari. Yeah, for sure.
One of a kind, unique, expensive, like hard to come by,
Hard to come by, for sure.
rare. All those things you think of when you think of a white Ferrari. I also want to point out one more thing relating to the metaphor of a white Ferrari. I think in the relationship they both had different goals and different, in quotation marks, speeds like in a car on a white Ferrari. I think they both had different speeds of where they want their life to go and how fast.
Speed.
And, you know, Frank kind of wanted to get into this music thing, and like his partner didn't feel that as much. You know, just things don't work out. They had different speeds, and I think that plays into the white Ferrari a little bit. in a
crazy. This is
relationship.
the same person that made Novocaine.
It's true.
Just so
It's true.
different. Still great song, but just the progression is insane.
Yeah. It's actually insane, and I'm so excited to see what Frank does next, if he ever does. It's rumored.
It's a crazy thing.
It's rumored that he's gonna drop in 2024, but isn't that every year? People are rumored.
That was rumored January 1st, 2023.
Yeah.
I remember it. I'm like, oh my god.
Guys, this is the year Frank's dropping. And then you go back to 2022.
And then he didn't drop.
Guys, Frank said he's dropping this year. 2021. Oh my gosh.
Yo, Frank.
It's the same thing every single year. Until he actually drops. Do you think when he drops, he's not even gonna do a single? He's just gonna drop it.
No,
like
he's just gonna. It's probably dropped right now, to be honest. Like he's just
on
gonna
like an
drop
alternate
it.
account.
No, like actually, no, like for real. Like I could see that happening.
Yeah, I could too.
Like out of nowhere, no one knows about it.
Or
Like
yeah, he's gonna
2
drop
people
it.
listen to it.
He's gonna drop it at like 33 what? 3:27 on like a Tuesday. That's when he's gonna drop it.
Yeah, on like. Yeah, honestly, an alt account, I could see that
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah. Frankie Pond, and then people are gonna be like, "Oh, is this guy gonna be like a little joke song?" And then it's gonna be the most beautiful piece of music you've heard.
Album
in
of
your
the
life.
year, album of the century, everything.
It's probably out right now, guys. I want to
Honestly,
find it for us.
It's probably been out.
It's been out for months.
Yeah, we just don't know.
Maybe even years. Maybe nobody will ever find it.
Maybe. Yeah, it's just lost.
Siegfried.
Go on.
Favorite stamped. Favorite on the album. I want you to say your take on this first, though. Say your rating.
9.5.
Another 9.5.
Out of the Okay, what do I have as 9.5? Knights, Ivy, Nikes, and this one. This is definitely the one that is the lowest 9.5, but it's still, you know, these songs are just all so good that it's hard to point out differences in quality.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like even if two Frank fans argued about each individual song, they'd just be arguing of like, no, this one's like a tiny bit better than this one.
Yeah.
Like, they're all so close to perfect, it's so hard to argue these. There's no point at all. I got my first note. It's a line, been living in another idea from another man's mind. That is just straight poetry.
Yeah, lyrically, this might be the highlight. Vocally, this might be the highlight.
Yeah. And I think it's the best instrumentals on the album, too. In my opinion.
My favorite instrumental is definitely Pink and White. The piano.
Yeah, especially
Yeah,
when it goes like
it's just so, it's so cool. It's so cool.
Yeah, I love that part. And like, you know, it sounds real. It doesn't sound like it was produced. It was made to like get sales or anything. It just sounds like
It's
he sat
just
down and played the
genuinely-
piano.
Yeah.
I think he said "hell is a loop" in this song. I think that's just showing that
That's
you
a
gotta
crazy line.
get outside of your comfort zone, or else it's gonna be hell. Like, you can't just do what the industry wants or what your partner wants or what your parents want. You just gotta do what you want and let everything else figure itself out, or else you'll be living in a metaphorical hell. And fond farewell to a friend is him saying goodbye to his ex, finally getting to a point where he can really start to work on himself and step away from that relationship. But I also think it's him saying goodbye to a different version of himself that was kind of manufactured by society and his partner and all these toxic things that got to his mind, and now he's just in a clear space, you know. He's getting a little more sober. He's not abusing drugs to drown out his pain. I think he's really getting to a good point in his life with that line, especially "Fond Farewell to a Friend." And that's a song too, right? I don't know. Godspeed. Or do you have anything else to say about Siegfried?
That's it.
Godspeed. Is this a
It's fifth 10.
Is this a 10?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Knew it. What do you have?
Nah,
to say
take it
about
back. This is the best vocally.
That's a good take.
He pours an unfathomable, really, amount of emotion into this performance.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think this is the most personal?
No.
Do you think White
But
Ferrari is?
I still think White Ferrari is.
Okay.
But there's no but. That's just it, yeah. I just love this song so much. I've always loved this song.
Yeah.
Again, cool instrumental, cool Whitney Houston
Cool
references.
Cool title.
Godspeed.
even.
Yeah.
Godspeed.
Wishing you Godspeed.
It's
Glory.
a goodbye to his ex.
Just crazy.
Because he still wants, now that he's in a point where he can come to terms with this, he wants his ex to have a good life because he still loves that person. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful song in so many ways. And like in a mature standpoint, it's beautiful. Like a maturity standpoint, it's so cool. It's so cool. Yeah, I love this one.
Yeah, I like the
Anything else?
female vocalist that comes in.
Yeah, for sure. Man, he's just such a creative mind. He can do so much with so many subjects, and like having this big breakup in his life gave us such a insanely talented.
I mean, he likes
album.
so much, just different kinds of music,
Mhm.
and he takes inspiration from literally every single one.
Yeah,
And it's
for sure.
You can kind of see it on this
And
album.
just all comes together, and it's into
I'm
what
pretty
he
sure
wants the
There's
most.
a list published of his top 50 favorite songs of all time. Frank's
Now that they're all super
And
different.
number one was "Crosstown Traffic" by Jimi Hendrix. That kind of blew my mind.
It's pretty badass, though. It's pretty
That's
sweet.
sick.
Yeah.
I would
That's
not expect
insane.
Frank Ocean's favorite song to be a Jimi Hendrix song.
That's awesome.
It's kind of
though.
funky. It's very hard rock, you know, Jimmy. But you
For
would just
sure.
wouldn't expect that. I would expect like some, maybe Al Green. I could see that.
Even Prince.
Prince.
I would even say
Prince for
yeah,
sure.
For sure.
Yeah,
Was Purple Rain on that list?
I didn't look at the whole list. I saw like the top 10, and I only knew like 3 songs out of it. So
Oh.
yeah, it's
So
crazy.
you kind of gave up on that.
Uh-huh.
You know what you should
I didn't
do?
give up. I just,
You should go and listen to every song on there. I'm sure every single
I'm
one's gonna be
down.
super good.
I'm down.
Should we do it on the podcast?
Reviewing Frank
Nah.
Ocean's 50 favorite
Oh,
songs.
wait.
of all-
That'd be cool though.
That'd be pretty cool.
If anybody gets to this point, comment or whatever.
We're almost at an hour.
Really?
We're at
Nobody's
53.
getting here. Nobody's getting to this point.
No one's getting here.
Josh might. Andrew might.
Josh will.
Maverick is a maybe.
Bryce will.
I don't know if Bryce even cares anymore. He hasn't followed up with me at all. But if he listens to
Yeah,
this,
he definitely
then
doesn't
he'll know
care.
that I called him out.
I think they might be more interested though because of the better.
Because that's what
Qual-
everybody hates.
No, but now
That's
they
what
can just
everybody
listen
hates.
to it.
I know.
Like they don't have to watch it.
They
and
hated the
yeah,
audio.
Yeah, and now the audio is
And
fixed.
now it's incredible.
Like we're
singing,
cooking.
And we got an incredible
We got the
background
stew.
music. I don't
You can't
know.
see the stew, but
Yeah, you guys can't see the stew, but it's hard.
it's hard.
It's hard. We worked hard on this
Yeah,
set. Future of Free. What'd you give it out of 10?
8.
8 out of 10. Why?
4 minutes of it is an
Okay,
interview
Okay.
that
okay.
I'm aware has lots of meaning and is important to the overall concept of the album.
From a song standpoint.
I don't like listening to it.
Yeah. doesn't have much replay value. If you come
Oh,
on
absolutely not.
You come on Ox, play Future of Free, and then somebody tries to skip and be like, no, no, no. We need to listen to all of it.
See, that's not me.
That is me, though.
This is what I mean. Like in theory, this song is definitely more than an 8.
Yeah.
But 8's still a really high score. I think the actual song material here is great. All right, bring up. I know you got some things to say.
Yeah, I got some
Mhm.
things to say. I
Mhm.
got some things to say. Of course I do. It's Future of Free. Also, isn't the font on the cover Futura? Isn't that the name of the font?
Oh, it's not up. I don't know.
I don't know either. But if it is,
That'd be
the title Future of Free would be like he's free from this album, and this album's about his grief, so he's coming to acceptance. He's freeing from his grief.
wow.
Mind blown.
Yeah.
That's just a theory, though. I honestly have no
That's
idea
a
what the
crazy
font's
theory.
called.
I can't lie.
I have no idea what the font's
It's
called.
probably not Futura,
But I can do whatever I want and say whatever I want.
valid.
A large and lengthy bow tied around the whole project, reflecting on his past and where he will go in the future. It's incredible. It's incredible. Also, by the way, nobody's gonna listen to this because we already released it before, but now it's just got way better audio.
I don't care.
And we got better things to say this time anyway.
I think this is honestly better.
We've just found our flow, our chemistry more.
This
It's
guys,
just
this is
better.
not first episode.
This is actually our
This
sixth
is sixth episode.
but
But
officially it's our first episode.
oh yeah, it's a rebranding.
Officially it's a
complete-
first
yeah,
episode. It's complete rebranding
Uh-huh.
of the All Right
This is the
podcast.
This is the DLC.
And I mean, our first episode, we already created a new vocab term. Favorite stamp.
Favorite stamp.
Favorite stamp.
Favorite.
And I love
We're gonna
it.
use
I
that
love it.
every episode. Oh my god.
Because we do a favorite every episode.
There's
we
always a favorite.
So we have to use favorite stamp every episode.
Favorite stamp.
Favorite stamp.
It's gonna be all hype.
Oh, that's
Oh,
gonna be so cool,
yup.
bro.
Oh my god.
Because
Anyway.
it's gonna be like, there's gonna be a silence before, and it'll be like,
Favorite stamp.
That's gonna be
That's
so
gonna be
good.
so tough. We're
Especially
gonna
when we
sense
have a
it coming. We're gonna
guest.
sense it coming too.
Yeah, like if
Yeah.
a guest is like, oh,
Favorite
stamp. Oh, it's gonna be so good. I can't wait. Next week we have a guest.
Ooh, he's so fun.
Uses of different vocal tones,
All
or,
over this thing.
like the strong suit in this whole album, but in this song, it really shows his journey. And I love that he uses so many different vocal tones because it's like he's portraying in like a recap of the entire album. So
Yeah,
he uses so
yeah.
many vocal tones through the whole album. It makes sense that he uses so many in this song specifically, because this is kind of the topping off of the whole album, and I love that. I think that's a artistic choice, and I think it's a really cool choice. The music that sets in during the voice recording is the same music of the two interludes, Be Yourself and Facebook Story. And that's when it just
So if you guys
hits
thought
you.
that those were useless, you're wrong. 'Cause when you listen to Futura Free, subconsciously
Mhm.
it just gives you that feeling of like
Subconsciously, that's exactly what I want to say about
Uh-huh.
it. Yeah.
it's like holy shit.
Mhm. And
Yeah.
I feel like it even took me a minute to be like, why am I getting hit so hard by this? But it's because subconsciously he plants that music in your brain,
That's
and it like
great.
sets off a nostalgia dopamine thing in your brain. I don't know what
That's
I'm
it.
saying,
No, but you're so
but I'm
right.
cooking. I'm chefing up something right now. and
uh-huh.
You get exactly what I'm saying,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It feels like it's your own memories. It feels like, I feel like as manufacturing artificial memory in there, it makes you reflect on your own personal memories, and that is just genius. And I don't even know if it's intended. It's probably not, but I feel like it happens for a lot
It's
of
just
listeners
not.
who really dives into this album.
Mhm.
I feel like it happened with you subconsciously, or you even realized it. I think it happens with everybody, even if they realize it or not. And that's just beautiful. But the recording is his brother Ryan, who's his little brother. And his brother actually died in a car crash on August 4th, 2020.
Very recent.
Very
After this
recent.
album is released. So
And
this
Yeah,
has
that's
a
what
whole new meaning.
that's what makes it so much more sad for me. It's heartbreaking knowing that, and he was 18 years old. He was so young.
It's crazy.
It's insane. And the media never said his name. Ryan Barreau. They never said it. They would say Frank Ocean's brother. Oh my gosh. And that is gonna be shown so much in his new album if he ever releases one. But if so, that's gonna be one of the
If
best.
he never releases an album again, what an album to go off on.
Yeah, that's true. But the heartbreaking part is,
I do need a new album though.
if he's releasing an album like this to say this is my last album, he has to say that out loud. This is my last album. If he released this and said, I'm never making music ever again, I'd be like,
What the
Well,
hell, man?
no, I wouldn't even be too mad because he gave us such a good album. But since he
No, but
gave us such a good
It's
album,
like
and
you're
didn't say
gonna
that,
end on 2 studio albums.
that's insane.
That's wild.
No, who's done that? Nobody.
Frank hasn't even done that yet.
I mean, Miss Lauryn Hill.
That's one
That's
album.
one.
But
She
you,
even
you do have the
beat-
Fugees stuff, which is only 2 albums there too.
It's true. Miss Lauryn Hill beat Frank Ocean though, because she still has a beautiful voice, one of the best albums of all time. And then,
We should do that.
yeah, for sure.
Then.
Spencer said that he was actually thinking about it for his album, but then he picked Utopia. 3 weeks from now, I believe. 3 weeks from today, we were going to record the Utopia one with Spencer Miller. Spoilers. But I think that caps off what I have to say about Future of Free. Do you have anything to add on?
No.
My overall thoughts of this album, he speaks on, he really summarizes a modern relationship and how the world affects it for each person, especially with like everything going on with their lives that are unique to others. I mean, I can't really relate with it because I've never been in a serious relationship, but once I get my heart broken, I'm
Yeah, but
popping
imagine
this one
getting
out
your heart
immediately.
broken so much that you make blonde.
I don't know what this ex did to him.
It's fucked up. Apparently.
Don't we know who it is?
I don't know who it is.
I think people,
we
like, figured it
probably
out.
do, but I don't.
Yeah, I think I saw it on like an article. People figured it out who the guy he was talking about.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But, or at least there's like 3 suspects.
Suspects is crazy,
Uh,
but that's what you gotta do. It's Frank.
but, something's a 10.
This album
Sounds
is
10.
definitely a 10.
Takes you on a journey. Takes you on a journey through his life.
Journey in our lives too, really.
Yeah. He brings us along. And
You're always gonna revisit this album, and you're always gonna love it,
That's
you're
a
gonna-
great phrase.
and you're gonna get hit with that same feeling every time.
I don't think that's ever going to fade away. I think I could be 80 years old and I could pop this
I
on.
could mess up some blonde at 80.
I think I could show my grandkids this and I'd be like crying and they'd be like, what?
It's like, dude, Yeat's the greatest of all time,
Yeah, they're like,
and then I beat the shit out of him. Wow.
because honestly.
Fuck Yeat, right? Yeah.
Wait, we've got
We
4
got
catchphrases.
4. Oh my God.
Forgot
Guys, I'm
about
bringing that every
one.
episode.
Uh-huh.
Nothing to do with Yeat. I'm bringing that every
We got favorite stamp.
Mhm.
All right.
Save the takes. Yup.
And then.
Fuck Yeat. That's tough. That's tough.
Every episode.
Uh-huh.
We got to do like at least 3 of those. I
Yeah.
mean, we're for sure doing all right. Obviously, that's the intro.
Favorite
Then
stamp,
we're
obviously.
doing favorite stamp. Then we're obviously
We're
doing,
doing fuck Yeat.
yeah, obviously. And then save the takes.
Save the takes is like not in the
We
podcast.
mostly say that outside.
We say
of the
that outside,
podcast,
yeah.
Because like we're at lunch
That's
or
the
something,
outside
and we
one.
want to talk about it, and we're like, save the
Save
takes,
the takes. Save the takes.
But you know, just the like really big fans know about save the takes.
Oh yeah.
But I think that's it.
Yeah.
Great
I mean,
episode.
great episode. Next week we have
Josh
Blanco.
Blanco with F the World by Frank Ocean. You can say what it's.
Brent Faiyaz.
I wish Frank Ocean released another
If
album.
Frank Ocean made Fuck the World, I mean,
What if
I'm-
it was a collab album?
oh,
Anyway, F the World by Brent Faiyaz.
yep.
I
It's actually an EP technically,
really
or
okay.
yeah.
LP.
No, it's an EP, but it's like
Pretty short.
lengthwise, it's
Mhm.
definitely more than an EP, because it's 10 songs.
Mhm,
But lengthwise, it would be considered an EP, like runtime.
Okay.
I think that's interesting. But that'll be a good episode.
With those
First
glasses
guess.
on, anything you say is
Yeah, I can
interesting.
actually see now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
crazy.
You guys can't see, but I can.
I actually
so
can't see
that's what
because
matters.
I don't have my glasses
Yeah,
on
you can't
anymore.
see shit right
yeah,
now.
I can't see anything. But
That's all right though. All right.
all right.
Yeah.
All right, we got some good takes for next episode. We got a good
Oh yeah, I
guest.
got some good takes.
We got some very good takes, some very good thoughts, some very good theories. We
Mm.
got a very good guest. He's so
Mhm.
fine. And
See you guys
that's
next
it.
time
How do we end this usually?
with a dab, but they can't see it.
Yeah, they can't see it
Just
anymore.
see you guys next time.
Bye.
Mhm.